Hello, good people. Welcome to the Save Happy Life channel with me, Dr. Rose M. And good friends, today numbers have shocked me. I have some numbers here that I'm about to share, but I'm in total shock. Welcome to the Save Happy Life channel. It is now 2 weeks since we celebrated the World AIDS Day. And for many of us, it may have passed like any other day, but I would like to draw our attention to some of the data from the National AIDS Control Council in Kenya, and reported in one of the big local dailies. Mom, Dad, do you have a teen boy, a teen girl, a young adult lady, a young adult gentleman? The statistics are sobering. This year alone, that is between January and October, about 11,300 new HIV cases have been recorded among, wait for this one, 15-year-old to 24-year-old teenagers and young adults. And another 5,300 recorded from the age brackets of 10 years to 19 years. And by the way, the year is not yet over. That was October. We have November, and then we have December. This infection rate contributed to 61% of all new cases. Shocking. The same source, that is National AIDS Control Council, reported that there were 274,510 adolescent pregnancies or teenage pregnancies. Pregnancies carried by girls who are between 10 years and 19 years. That is between January and October 2021, this year. And further statistics reveal that 5% of these 274,510, which amounts to 13,725 adolescent pregnancies, were carried or recorded from those aged from 10 to 14 years. Parents, we have a big problem. We have a big issue. The same report mentions that Nairobi, Homa Bay, Uasin Gishu, and Meru counties had the highest number of new HIV cases among young people, accounting for 42% of new infections among adolescents and young adults aged between 15 years to 24 years. I hope the statistics have sunk, because this is a big issue. Here are some facts. Number one, that our children are very, very actively involved in sex. Number two, that they engage in sex during the day when no one can suspect, when it is just a casual visit to a neighbor to borrow a book, to take this, or to just visit. For the adults and the neighbors, it is an innocent visit. Number 3, that children are having unprotected sex. Number 4, that the teen parties, the teenager parties, the young adult parties, these birthday parties, end of year parties, all manner of parties that they are able to organize, have sex as one of the items in their menu. Of course, they will have alcohol, they will have drugs, they will have sex. It is part and parcel of those parties. So when your child tells you, I'm going to so-and-so's party, be very worried or be very, very curious. Number 5, HIV positive teenagers and young adults, both female and male, are more in number than we possibly know. Thanks to the ARV, which is a good breakthrough that many of our children who are born HIV positive have been able to live through childhood, and now they are young adults going into adults. Number 6, HIV teenagers and young adults, those ones who are positive, do not many times disclose to friends because of stigma, which I perfectly understand. Nobody wants to lose a friend simply because you have told them that, you know what, I am HIV positive. So they go ahead and do whatever everybody else is doing, of course, spreading it, and of course, endangering their own health. Number 7, HIV negative and positive teenagers and young adults, both male and female, do not care to know each other's status. It is sex, I like you, we go ahead. Number 8, there is need to worry, dear parents, because 67% of the Kenyan population is aged below 29 years and below. And that is where the group that has these high numbers of new HIV infections is sitting. It is no wonder then, much as the Kenya is talking of HIV reduction, it has failed to reach the 75% target of reduction as observed by the National AIDS Control Council Chief Executive Officer. What to do? Parents, teen sex talk, teenager sex talk is a conversation that every father, mother, and caregiver or guardian of a child must have. I once ran a video, you may go into the playlist and check on it. Your son, his first wet dream. In that video, I called on parents to be proactive in the lives of their sons, because it is only after they have experienced that first wet dream that they don't know what is happening. Maybe they have not known how to handle it. Then they are going to share it with friends, and these are the friends who are likely to mislead him. We must be in our children's lives. Similarly, number 2 for girls. Before the onset of menses, we must be present in the lives of the girls. In these statistics, some of the girls who have fallen pregnant are as young as 10, 11 years, 12 years. Number 3, another possible solution that I would suggest is that parents must talk about HIV to our children. This is a conversation that must go on in our families. Those of us with children who are on ARV, we have a duty to support them all through. We have a duty to explain HIV modes of transmission, the need for the drugs that they are taking, and the confidence to take the drugs. I appreciate that this is not an easy conversation to have or an easy load to carry through the life of this child. But if we feel it is weighing too much on us, please let us seek professional support for ourselves and also for the children so that we are able to bring up children who are HIV positive, but children who are also full of self-confidence. My number 4 suggestion. We have said time and again in this channel that parenthood is not a destination. It is not an assignment that has an end, but rather a permanent job. Those of us with children who are not on ARVs, we have a duty to explain to them that there are children who are their age mates and they could be on ARVs because they were born positive out of no mistake of their own. The same way some of us they grow tall, others we grow short, and we have zero control. Those children did not have control over their HIV status. This we must teach all children. And again, we teach the ones who possibly have friends who are on HIV ARVs to empathize with them because it's not on their own that they decided to be HIV positive. Number 5, my suggestion number 5, let us teach our children other ways of being heroes, such as games and sports, as opposed to heroism that is drawn from sexual relationships. Number 6, my suggestion number 6, let us debunk any myths on our children may have picked along the way, such as sex cures backaches, and replace with scientific facts such as not having sex does not hurt anyone. Number 7, let us teach our children purity of mind and body. We remind them that the body asks for what it is given. If it is fed on sex-based conversations and actions today, tomorrow that body will ask or demand for the same. Thus, we must carefully choose what we do with our body and mind. Habits such as sexual behavior, intercourse behavior is learned through practice, and it can be unlearned or diminished through practice. However, we many times keep telling them, don't do this, but we don't give them the alternative. Nature does not like a vacuum. Thus, if your child already has a certain addiction, is it sex, is it gambling, is it pornography, whatever it is, if you are withdrawing that which already the child is used to and possibly liking, it is only right that you replace it with something else that will give the body the same thrill, the same feel good aid. Because when you think about sexual intercourse, there is that thrill that comes with the orgasm and all that. So if that is withdrawn, we must be able to replace it with something that is going to give the child, the mind of the child, the body of the child, the psychology of the child, a nice feeling. Thus, slowly, when we replace sex with something else, the desire to have sex dies a natural death because the body is used to feeling good because of doing something else as opposed to having or similar to having sex. So the more the other one is reinforced, the more the sex goes down. I have 4 suggestions of activities that we may introduce to our children to replace sexual addiction or other forms of bad addictions. Before I get there, as parents, we should be ready to support because some of these other activities require resources, and we should be there, parents, to support our children. And these are the resources that these are the activities that I feel possibly could help. You may want to add yours. Number 1, introduce indoor games where you as a parent can take part, or the children, the brothers and sisters can take part in, like Scrabble, chess, and the others. When they play the game together, there is an element of competition, and then there is the element of winning. Once that a child wins in a game, it makes them excited, it makes them feel good. And that way, we are doing 2 important things: giving the child a high, giving the child a feel good, giving him companionship, in good companionship in form of brothers and sisters inside the safety of the house, of the home, and also occupying the idle time that the child may want to go out and look for friends. The other activity I feel could help is engaging a child in artwork, handiwork, things to do with the hand, like drawing, like beadwork, like writing, and anything that the child can do with their hands, and they look at the item and they feel good and they want to do more. Number 3, introduce activities such as baking, cooking, different recipes, not species, different recipes. There is a whole address list of things that a child, a teenager can practice in terms of cooking. And there is a feel-good hormone that comes with succeeding in baking a cake, succeeding in making a pizza, and the child will want to do it again and again and again. And especially when they make the cake and then it is appreciated and they can feel they are progressing in the art. This takes the sexual intercourse issues to the back of the mind, and with time, the desire or the body, what is not used by the body is the body loses. So also that desire dies slowly. And the last one may be learn a new skill, like playing music instrument or learning a new language. These are things that can occupy the idle time for the child, and at the same time give them a thrill, give them a feel good, and reduce the sexual urges that could be in the body. Bottom line, parents, we must remember, like I once said, that some things are like COVID-19. They cut across status, social status. Whether you are in the slum or in the high-end estate, they cut across religion, they cut across tribe or race. And sex, teen sex, young adult sex is one of those activities. These statistics refer to our children. By the way, mom, by the way, dad, do you know the HIV status of your son? Do you know the HIV status of your daughter? It could be one of these that we are talking about. That is why I'm saying some things are like COVID. They do not know status. The numbers could be higher because not all teens or young adults have been tested. Maybe if they were, we would fall down in shock. But parents, we are not giving up on our children. You can underline that, bold. We are not giving up on our children, whether they are engaging in sex, whatever it is, whether they are HIV positive, or whatever. We are not giving up on our children because we are in parenthood for the long haul. Parenthood, we said, is a responsibility of love and support. Thank you very much for listening to me today. It is rather long, but I thought it is worth. It is worth because statistics, numbers do not lie. It could be my child, it could be your child that is in these statistics. Let us do something to rescue them. The earlier, the better. Please share, 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 share. Thank you very much and God bless you.